Hi, my name is Joe Weedman, and today I'm going to be talking to you about human habits and their effects on the ocean. Let's pretend your car engine is like the core of the earth, and the engine oil is like the ocean. Now, if we don't change the oil, then the gunk is going to build up, causing the engine to stop working properly or possibly fail. The same can be said of the oceans, that if we don't keep them clean and maintain them, then the earth won't work properly. It's easy to buy a new car or a new engine, but it's not like we can go out and buy a new planet. Like many of you, if not all of you, I'm someone who cares about this planet and wants to take care of it. I know it's not cool to recycle or go pick up garbage on Earth Day, but I think we all know that times are changing and the effects of our habits need to be emphasized. Being in the military, I've lived on or near every major body of water around this country, and I can tell you firsthand that the effects of habits like littering can be seen up and down the coastlines. From dead fish to plastic bags and toothbrushes, the damage we cause this planet's oceans and its living things is bigger than we know. As I said before, I'm going to speak to you on some of the actions we as humans impose on the oceans and the ramifications of these habits, and what can be done to reverse or at least slow down the damage and help preserve this planet. To begin, I'm going to discuss with you a few habits that we as humans do that cause the most damage to our oceans. The first habit, and probably most detrimental, is carbon emissions. Now, when reports say carbon emissions, they mean carbon dioxide or CO2, which is a greenhouse gas or heat-trapping gas that being released into the atmosphere through human activities, and the excess carbon is absorbed into the ocean. According to Care2.com, every time we flip on the lights, turn on the water, charge a cell phone, hop on a plane, or in any other way create carbon emissions, we are directly causing acidification to the ocean and a harmful disruption of marine life. The main sources of carbon emission are electricity, transportation, and industry. The second habit that hurts the oceans is the accumulation of garbage, specifically plastic. Care2.com also states each American tosses out about 185 pounds of plastic per year. That's a lot of something that will never go away because it's not biodegradable. Since we as humans don't dispose of trash properly, especially in coastal cities, the trash ends up in our waterways like our oceans. One way trash damages the ocean is by accumulating in large masses or patches. The large masses are assembled when smaller items come together by getting caught up in vortexes or the swirling of ocean currents, like when you flush the toilet. The most notable mass is called the North Pacific Patch, which has grown tons in size, literally to 100 tons and growing since it was detected in 1997 and is now the size of the continental US. And here's a picture of a guy rolling through the patch. Another way that trash and plastic is involved negatively in marine life is when consumed by fish and other sea wildlife like birds and sea turtles, normally leading to the death of that fish or animal. And here's a picture of an albatross that's eaten plastic and has died from it. Now that we've identified the most harmful habits, let's take a look at what makes each habit so destructive and the reaction the oceans have in return. The habit of carbon emissions are being felt worldwide through global warming, which can cause the melting of ice caps as well as unpredictable weather. Another side effect of rising carbon emissions is the acidification of the oceans. This acidification, or lowering of pH levels, is causing the death of sea life like coral reef, which is home to thousands of species. Next is the habit of garbage accumulation and littering is huge because a lot of garbage we produce can take months to years or may never biodegrade. To put it in perspective, Something as simple as an apple core takes 2 months to degrade. A diaper takes 50 to 100 years, and a fishing line takes up to 600 years. So that's saying a diaper you produce as a baby may live longer than you. That's scary. Due to so much garbage, mostly plastic bags ingested by marine life, it throws the food chain out of balance and runs the risk of having contaminated fish caught and consumed by humans. Now, since we've already discussed the main habits humans do to harm the oceans and their effects on that environment, I'm going to suggest how to counteract our bad habits in an attempt to reverse or at least slow down the damage. Counteracting carbon emissions is probably the hardest to do because it affects our daily lives. One way is to try to conserve energy by riding a bike instead of driving a car, making sure the lights are turned off when you leave a room, and turning the water off when you brush your teeth. Just don't be wasteful. Now, trying to resolve the garbage patches in the ocean should be easier to address. One thing you could do is recycle. I know in some states they make it harder, but even if they charge you to recycle your garbage, it's the right thing to do and the easiest way to reduce trash in our oceans. Not littering can also do so much, especially in the coastal cities, meaning less debris blowing into our waterways. In closing, we need to be more aware of our harmful habits, the effects those habits have on the ocean, and what we can do to clean up our mess that we've made. Hopefully this speech helps emphasize the effects of our habits on a daily basis, and that if we don't make a choice to change our way of living, then the earth will make that choice for us.